Good day, race fans, and welcome to the Intentional Wreck Podcast. Podcast made by race fans for race fans, from the casuals to the lifelong gearheads. My name is Jeff, and I'm here with my fellow hosts Corey, Finn, and Nick. And we are coming in off of a interesting race over at Watkins Glen. But before we actually talk about that, let me get a little house cleaning out of the way and tell you that you can find us on YouTube and Twitch under the name Intentional Wreck. You can find us under the same name on your favorite audio platforms. You can find us on the socials at IntRecPod. And make sure you check out our website IntRecPod.com, and join into our Discord server where you can get all of your NASCAR 25 League news, info, membership information, and everything else you might need if you want to jump into that and race with us. All of that being said, the sniper, Shane Van Gisbergen, strikes again, and for the first time, that does not mean he automatically cracks the playoff standings.
Thank goodness.
So things are very, very interesting, and I really just wanted to get that out of my head while it was there because it sounded really cool before I said it. Now,
the sniper, is that the nickname we're going with? The sniper?
I mean, that's
like
what
that.
that's
pretty
that's
good.
what
Probably
he
would
did.
like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
The sniper.
I mean, I was watching with my wife when there were 14 laps to go. He was like P9. And, she had just like sat down while I've been watching the race, and she was just kind of like, what's going on? I was like, you see that car? It's like way there in the back. He's like, you see that car? It's like down in like ninth place right now. And you can barely even see him when they show any of the leaders. She's like, yeah. I was like, this is going to be like watching a lion try and hunt a gazelle, and he's going to win this race.
He's going to catch
like,
the
what do you
gazelle.
mean? She's like, what do you mean?
He's going to catch all the gazelles.
Yes. I was just like, just wait a second. I was like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
He's like, as you watch this right now, you're going to notice that he is exponentially faster than everybody else, no matter what. And he is going to pick apart every single person in front of him with a precision that you have never seen. Like it would be like if somebody, when the old expression picking pepper out of fly shit, this would be like if somebody became an expert at being able to do that. If somebody was so good and so precise and so easily able to spot the smallest nuance of any possible thing and become incredible at it. That is what he does with operating a race car. And that was a perfect example of that, where he sat that far back at a road course, one of the more historical road courses in all of the United States, and just ate everybody alive.
Yeah.
It was a spectacle.
I do not think that it is an overstatement. And I mean, this is my opinion, right? But I'm not going to speak for everybody else. That was the coolest thing that has happened yet this year in NASCAR. That was awesome, watching him hunt those guys down, because you knew he was coming back on the track in a terrible position with a faster car. It's like, oh,
it was fun to watch.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I would have given anything for some like roof cam or like bumper cam of watching him hunt these guys down, but I didn't really see a lot of that in the broadcast. But man, I tell you,
you didn't see a lot of much in the broadcast, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
but yeah, I would still put Hocevar's celebration as coolest thing that's happened this year.
It's valid.
I guess let's just jump right into SVG. I don't think that it was anything superhuman. I think that it was basically a 5K iRating road guy in iRacing doing a last to first challenge with a bunch of 1,500 iRating guys.
Yeah. So, okay. So,
McDowell did the same thing that SVG did and drove through the same amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
And got the second.
So superhuman isn't a way that I would necessarily describe it either. But I would definitely
by far the best road course guy in Cup right now.
Yeah.
But
that's
the whole field messed up by not pitting in that last stretch.
That strategy was puzzling. I'll give it that. It was puzzling.
It was objectively faster, factually faster to run a little bit, pit, and not have to save tire and fuel. I mean, you could see it with SVG.
Yeah.
I mean, Ty Gibbs was running, 77 second lap times by the end of it?
Yeah. He was 3.5 seconds faster per lap than Gibbs by the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And that was
strategy definitely was a massive part of it, and I wouldn't call it superhuman either, but it was awesome to see. And it's like it would have been cool if McDowell did it, but like SVG also won by like 7.5 seconds
yeah.
over McDowell.
If he
So
keeps this up, Dilly put in chat, is he the best road course guy in history already? I think he's there.
yeah, he has the third most wins ever on a
Yeah.
road course in NASCAR Cup Series.
Unless
That's
unless
insane.
he retires tomorrow.
Right.
Like even then, I think on talent, pure talent, he's the best road course guy that NASCAR's ever seen.
Probably. I mean, that's
And I don't think it's his heel toe that gets him there. I think it's his throttle control. Especially now with the 750 horsepower package.
It's a feel for the car. I mean, the guy.
Well, that too, yeah.
His ability. Forgive background noise. It's as though it was determined that I was going to do a podcast. My neighbor must have heard and said, "This is grass mowing time."
Oh, we can't.
no,
But-
I can't hear it at all.
Yeah, we can't
All
hear
right, good. Yeah, but no, it's his feel for the car. He's taken to this car in a way that a lot of drivers haven't, but also like his own other skills that mends to that is just it's fantastic. And you could tell the other guys try to emulate what he does. Not everybody gets close.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good point that Nick says. Like, McDowell did the same thing. Had Shane Van Gisbergen not existed, McDowell would have
We'd
won
be talking
this.
about McDowell right now.
Yeah, McDowell would have won this race by 9 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
The gap from McDowell to anybody was a lot larger. And it's certainly extremely impressive. And here's why I think they took that strategy. Outside of that little mini game that Shane played, there really wasn't a whole lot of passing on the day, right? There was fall off, and but it didn't. And granted, most of the time
Everybody was pretty much on the same strategy in the first and second
Yeah.
stage, though.
and also kind of the top guys were up front. Zilich was up there, Gibbs were up there, so there really wasn't.
That
all
was a
much
good
passing.
shootout. Watching Zilich and Gibbs go at it was fun.
Well, that was just two
And
idiots
that's
not
something-
realizing that they weren't saving any fuel at all,
Yeah.
and then at
Well,
ultra save,
all- Village
Sure,
was
but
overdriving the hell out of his car.
I think that's two guys that we're going to watch shoot it out on road courses for about the next 15
Oh, for
years,
sure.
though.
Yeah.
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 When
Like that is
Shane-
not the last time that we'll be watching them battle for the lead.
Yeah.
Zilich
road
has the
course.
raw pace. He's just got a lot to learn.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I said it last week. I don't foresee a top 5 for him.
Yeah, I will say this though. He was on cue for a top 5 if that tire didn't go down, but that's part of the overdriving. That's part of the strategy. He certainly
Yeah.
had speed, which is telling considering those Trackhouse guys are dealing with B tier cars at best right now. So that's just lends another to how well both McDowell's in a worse car. I would say that is a worse car than what Shane was dealing with on their side,
Yeah.
because this is where all of their money's going to, right? They know they're winning those races, so they're a little bit better at these types of tracks versus your other scenarios. But no, super
Is
impressive.
it easier for these teams to build a car for a road course than anything else? Because in my head, that's more like a normal car.
Well,
Like everything's kind of even and balanced.
Well, Shane can give
Mm.
more feedback. First and foremost, the driver input to the setup
Sure.
is all of a sudden the best that I think might ever exist. Shane's
Also-
understanding of a race car and
Yeah.
just listening to him talk might genuinely be the highest IQ of any road racer I've ever seen in NASCAR. So
Also, all these guys know how to set up oval cars.
Right.
All these teams know how to set up oval cars.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
even though the setup might be easier, there might be less things to change from just, taking a chassis and putting all your shit on it. It's not easy for these guys. That's where SVG's knowledge comes in. Because he knows what he needs on a road course that has a ton of right-hand turns. He knows what he needs on a road course that has a ton of left-hand turns. So especially for Watkins Glen, you want it to turn to the right way better than it needs to turn to the left.
let's
Because
go.
there's so many right-hand turns.
Yeah.
Lesko, Nathan
Basically.
Lesko, our IWP teammate, and 6 race wins on the year. He just chimed in and he said he thinks that SVG is good at right turn road courses, left turn road not so much.
Coda does have a lot of left turns in it.
Coda has a lot of left. However, he drove from 20th to first in stage 1 and then reset to 20th and then drove all the way back through the field and then finished second in that race. So I think that
But
was
once he
more
got back
so-
up through the field,
Yeah.
Reddick beat him on pace.
Sure. Tyler Reddick, who has historically been one of the best Coda drivers in NASCAR. And I'm okay with him.
Yeah.
Again, it all turns when you say is good at, right, versus
Well, SVG level.
yes, he comparing him to himself, right?
He's much better.
Right. But it's not like
at-
if he was
yeah.
rolling around 10th and just like couldn't get anywhere,
Oh, yeah.
all day long, like there's that. I'm trying to think here, where else do we go? Sonoma's a lot of right-handers.
Sonoma's a lot of right.
He's gonna win that by a mile.
The Roval is left hand. He hasn't won the Roval, has he? I know we don't go there this year.
He won the
but...
Roval last year.
Oh.
And he was also 3rd or 7th on a restart and had dominated the Roval the year before and then got turned and drove all the way back from the back of the field up to the top 10. So
Dilly said that the V8 supercars in Australia are all all clockwise circuits.
Gotcha.
Or mostly, at least.
Yeah, I think the Roval kind of dispels
Coriolis effect.
I mean, I would say if there's a chance that you're going to beat him, because for years, or for the last couple years, it's been like, well, if you go anywhere new, he's going to beat you. And if we go anywhere that we've all been, that's your best chance. And then now he's just beating you. I mean, I don't even think the driving from 29th to,
he didn't win Mexico City last year.
He did. He won by 30 seconds at Mexico, or like 18 seconds.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking, did Suarez win he won like
Xfinity
the Xfinity race?
He won the Xfinity race the day before.
That's right.
But I don't even think that the driving through the field was the most impressive part. I looked up a race last year, earlier today, 2 years ago. Sonoma, Kyle Larson did something very, very similar. Pit came out. He was 19 seconds behind the leaders. Those leaders ended up having to pit for fuel. And he was like 8 seconds behind Chris Buescher, who had pit a little bit earlier or some kind of scenario, and ran them down past them. And I thought that was kind of equally impressive, more so at like a Sonoma where it's so hard to pass. What was most impressive is when he realized they all pit and he knew they were going to do a short stint on the tires that they were on. With worn-ass tires, SVG took the fuck off and absolutely ran the fastest lap, put an 8-second gap on these guys. It was unreal. That was incredible to me. My favorite, we've talked about it before on the radio, SVG, he just tells his crew, stop giving me useless information. So he
said, his crew member said, okay, you're P9 now. He said, I don't care about that. Just tell me how far from the leader and how many laps left.
He realized he's being mean, but he said, he queued up by himself, uninterrupted. They didn't say anything for a half a lap. And he goes, next time going through, he goes, every lap, exiting turn 1, tell me what, he goes, what position I'm in and
no, what lap it is and how far I am from the leader.
That's what it is. What lap it, how many laps are left and how far I am from the leader. And that's literally, there was nothing on the radio and you just hear them, 5 laps left, 12 laps left, you're 8 seconds back. And then they would queue up, the crew chief and the spotter or somebody else would be queuing up on the second channel. And they were like, this is so badass. They were just talking out to the side. They were like, I don't know how this is going to work out, but this is fucking badass.
What does this guy need a spotter for, dude?
He didn't
pick him up
in the last half of that race.
He didn't need it. He didn't need it. He's faster than everybody.
Yeah.
Find the guy in front of you and go past him. That's the spot.
Lesko said he's in trouble at San Diego, which I was just thinking about. San Diego's going to be a counterclockwise, but San Diego's also going to be basically a street course, which he's great at, and it's a brand new track, and he learns faster than anybody else in Cup. So
he's going to destroy them.
It's going to be.
I think he wins San Diego.
Right. It's going to be rough. Everybody's on an equal footing, and it's a new track, and he's going to be in B tier equipment, and he's going to win by 30 seconds.
My question, the one thing that I'm generally wondering, and I'm just that, or at least something that I've been thinking about, and it also goes to earlier in this discussion, given what McDowell did, and given the way that he ran, and given the fact that he has historically been decent to really good at road courses, or at least certain road courses, and he's just been getting better. And his name is only solidified that much more in that regard. If SVG didn't get here and we weren't in the, if we weren't in this point in which the SVG is the safest bet on a road course in like all sports, that whole thing, would McDowell have worked his way to potentially start taking a crown like that?
I feel like this whole McDowell thing is literally just, hey, whatever the 97 team does, do that.
In a way.
That's not a bad strategy.
And McDowell is very good, right? So
Yes.
it's like,
McDowell
hey,
is.
just as long as you keep the car in one piece and get up to the front at the road course, just do what he does. And it's
Right.
probably
You want a second place finish? Do whatever the 97 does as fast as you can.
right.
To answer your question, Jeff, no, we would not be talking about Michael McDowell like this
Okay.
because he.
Well, I'm not
wouldn't-
saying like as like a GOAT, right? I'm just saying like, would we have seen him bloom further? Like, because before this, we had what, one Daytona 500 that he found his way up to the front,
Well, he's
and
run.
the occasional top 10. I mean,
He's run well at road courses before SVG got into the sport.
yeah,
And he hasn't. I mean, maybe he finished runner up to SVG twice since SVG's been in the sport.
right.
So that would just be 2 more wins that McDowell
Mhm.
has, but it wouldn't be anything extraordinary,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
All right, let's do it this way. June 21st is our next road course. That's San Diego. SVG or the field?
Yeah,
SVG.
It's SVG. Like if you just keep putting money down. It used
Yeah.
to be the safest bet in sports and NASCAR and sports was Kyle Busch to win the truck race. But right now, I think I would take current SVG to win a road course race over prime Kyle Busch to win a truck race. And that's saying something. You know what I mean? Like
He's
The following week is-
almost
The following week is
almost to
Sonoma,
Tiger Woods
SVG or
levels.
the field. Are we doing every single road course that we go to for the rest of the year? You're taking
Is
SVG
SVG.
over the field?
Yes.
you'll win that bet more time than you lose. I mean, shit. Even Connor, he was like following Shane for a while, and then like they were like, yeah, he's leaving, and then they like queued up and they're like, is he like just fucking with us? Like that was the Connor's like crew members and spot were just like, is he just fucking with us? Is he just out here
Yeah.
baiting Connor to drive his shit up? Like, cause here, you flip the scenario because Shane raced all weekend. Now Shane raced a shitty niche truck. And somehow wheeled it up to, I think, a top 5 or top 10 after the chaos. Actually, I think he ended up 3rd. Crazy and great for them. Then you go to Saturday, and Zilich looks fantastic, wins the race. And Zilich now Zilich is driving a Spire car. No, they were both driving, he was driving a Spire car. Shane was in the JRM 9.
They were both in JRM cars. Zilich was in the 1.
Okay, you're right. So they're in JRM cars, so equal equipment in those types of cars. So we have a scenario where on the right day, Zilich absolutely has a chance, right? But he's all we got.
I mean, Sunday, Zilich had the fastest lap.
Right.
did.
After he, went back into the pits and got fresh tires. He ran almost a half a second quicker than SVG did.
And that kind of speaks to the strategy piece of it too. Like if he had been, if you're Connor Zilich's team and you go do whatever the 97 team is doing as fast as we can, you can compete. But like he out-strategied them, and when you couple the correct strategy with the most talented driver, it's the easiest dub ever.
Whenever the whole field, basically, like almost the whole field pit with, what was it, 40 to go, 38 to go?
Something like that, yeah.
It baffled me because,
Yeah.
I mean, 34 laps on a fuel run is about all these guys were getting, and having to save 3 laps in the last,
that's
35? That's
10% of your fuel.
That's 10% of a lap every single lap.
Yeah.
Like, that's a ton.
Yeah, not possible. It was really dumb. I
was
then again,
flabbergasted.
right? Couldn't you make the argument, and I've heard this sort of like, you do what the leader's not doing, right? If you want to beat somebody, you do the different thing than them.
When it makes sense, yes.
Right. Right, but like in this instance,
The only
that's
way that
what
would have
they
worked
tried
out,
to do.
yeah, the
Just
only way that
they
would have worked out for the field is if there was a caution after SVG had already pit.
right.
It's the only way it works out.
And
No
I'm
cautions
see-
means they're screwed. Right.
You really just gotta hope for a really bad Saturday, but and just that he has to drive up through the field and start making decisions. I really think one of the only reasons he didn't really dominate Coda obviously was Tyler was so good, and two, that's a team that Jeff led off the pod with this. They're not locked into the playoffs now, right? So he has to make decisions because not only is road courses his best chance at wins, which is great because that's what 55 points, but also he's got a challenge like, hey, this is also our best chance to get stage points. He's not exactly raking up stage points in the top 10 on these ovals. So he's like, okay, well, to maximize your points day, you have to make a decision. Either A, take the stage points and drive back to the field like they did at Coda, and then you finish second and then great stage day altogether, or you say, okay, no, we got to flip the stages, stay out front, not deal with any damage, any bad adjustments because we're stuck in traffic, and just go out and dominate the race. So
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
we only
by
have
far
two.
the
We have
most points that he's ever gotten.
Yep.
Yesterday or
we have
Sunday.
we have San Diego Street Course and Sonoma left in the regular season in terms of road courses.
Yeah.
And he's right now in 16th in points.
Yeah.
It's
So,
going to be
like-
tough for him to hang on to a chase spot. I think he's going to be bouncing right around that bubble. I think ultimately, if he has the best possible days at San Diego and Sonoma, I think he'll be 15th or 16th by the time the chase rolls around. But
Yeah.
And you
It's
just
gonna be
got to be
tough for him to
stage
do.
racing. You
Yep.
got to win those two and be stage racing everywhere else.
But I mean, you look at it. Chase Briscoe, 17th.
He's
He's
on
not
the
going
way.
to stay above Chase. Joey Logano, 18th. Ross Chastain, 19th.
That's a rough
There's
Yeah,
one.
three
I was-
guys.
I was playing that game the other day, and I'm like, there's not a lot of guys in the top 16 right now where you look at them and go, they don't belong there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who doesn't belong there?
In the chase right now.
That's currently in the chase right now.
Daniel
Probably
Dan-
Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Suarez. Now, granted, congrats to Daniel.
He's been running a lot better this year.
right. Daniel's been
Surprisingly
solid.
enough, yes.
He has a
Priest-
chip on his shoulder.
Priest doesn't have
Yeah.
a top 5. He's the only driver in the top 16 that does not have a top 5 finish. But then I mean, it might be the perfect storm for Shane to make the playoffs, right? Because let's say Priest and Suarez drop, and that puts Logano and Chastain in. Then that means he just really just needs one driver. The other driver I could see slipping could be Brad. I could see Brad kind of slumping out a bit. William Byron's known for his summer slumps, and he's not exactly leading the points right now like he has been historically up to this point. He started out seasons hot with back-to-back Daytona 500s, and now he's slipping. I mean, that just goes to talk about the Hendrick day that occurred. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Just rough across the board. I can't remember the last time I genuinely didn't see a Hendrick car even kind of remotely competitive.
Isn't it the first time ever they didn't have a single car finish in the top 29 or something like that?
It was
Or like
so
the top
Kyle
30?
Larson was 23rd,
Oh, he was.
and
Okay.
he was the highest Hendrick car running. 23rd, 24th, 25th, and pretty much dead last for Willie B. But he was 5 laps down because of a toe link.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a real bad day for old
Yeah,
Hendrick Motorsports.
It's not great.
Well, we mentioned when we were talking about, who belongs there, who doesn't. And Suarez was obviously like kind of our consensus, right? We all basically said that one at the same time. But like one of the things to point out, we brought this up at the beginning of the season with this formulation of this team and the way things shaked out. It's interesting to watch what we're seeing right now. This is a new Spire team. And it's not the way that we would have initially thought about Spire in years past in any other way. And they're proving that. Like, we're seeing that it's something different in the way. When we get to the final at the ending, like, yeah, Suarez has, like, looked better this year. But I feel like the formulation of that team is playing a role in that. The chip on his shoulder is playing a role in that. But, like, he's now got, like, Hocevar's a threat. He was a threat. He's even more of a threat now that he's actually won. Like he's actually moving. And we talked about like what McDowell did here at the road courses. So now we know McDowell's going to be a threat at road courses as he typically would have been already. which is somewhere Suarez would have threatened before. But like, I don't know. I mean, I think this combination of this team is also one of the reasons why we're almost guaranteed to see at least one Spire driver in the chase by the time this thing's all over. I think it's going to be Hocevar.
Oh, 100%.
But it's a lock that we're
Yeah,
going to see
Hocevar
a
would
Spire
be.
driver in the
they're
chase.
getting a driver in the.
But we might get two. I mean,
Might.
I don't know. Like we could. It's when all of this shakes out, because we're seeing other. I mean, you mentioned Byron's summer slump, right? Where that's something he's going to be notorious for. Logano has not been running well this year at all, and you're kind of
Penske as a whole.
in general. Penske is not running well. Like this playoff format, we already knew was going to create
Vindicated,
a shakeup.
Finn.
Finn and I love their downfall.
Yeah,
Vindicated.
it's
all those championships the last couple of years.
Yeah, they can have
How
them,
about-
dude.
yeah.
They can have them.
Weren't we talking about SVG getting much better at cookie cutter ovals
yeah,
towards the end of last year?
yeah.
Do
I
we
mean,
think
this
he's
year's
fallen
got 3
off
top
early
10s.
this year
No,
at mile and a halfs?
I think the issue, genuinely, I think at this rate, it's equipment holding his performance back than it is him struggling
they're-
to get him. I feel like just Chevys across the board.
Trackhouse's circle track program this year is dog shit.
He's not he's not exactly running, like, it's not like Ross is up there and then he's in the back with Zilich and they're just like, what are we doing? Like, it genuinely feels like they're getting the best that they can, the most they can out of the car. The speed's just not there. And we're seeing that from every other Chevy not named Carson Hocevar or Chase Elliott. And Chase Elliott doesn't exactly have crazy speed. He just also happens to have 2 wins on the year and
Yeah.
1 mile and a half. But, granted, he was fast in Vegas too. He was running down Denny and almost caught him. So the 9 certainly has something. Everybody else,
The 9 is Mr. Consistency, like it in as much as it can potentially get for this entire season so far. Chase
Always has
Elliott
been.
has been. I mean, but it's like,
But he hasn't had this much pace.
yeah,
I think it's part
That's
of
He's still very
the scary
consistent.
part.
He hasn't.
if you're
been-
not a fan of Chase Elliott, it's a scary thing.
yeah, he
So,
hasn't been the top Hendrick driver
in a minute.
for probably at least 3 years.
Yeah, careful how loud you say that, Nick. I mean, that's
He hasn't been.
they'll come for you, all right?
Listen, when
It's-
somebody's got 2
the Chase
championships,
Hive will
yeah.
come for you.
Yeah, but I will say part of him not getting too high or getting too low has probably helped. I mean, obviously Bowman's and Bowman land. Byron's not offloading on Saturday quick, so Sunday's a struggle. And then I don't know what's going on with Kyle Larson. I mean, he's been solid, and he's up there in points, but this isn't. We're used to seeing a way more involved 5 car, but I don't think that it's SVG in terms. I think he's fine, and learning the oval is good. It's such an interesting point in the season because of how much the early part matters, right? There's nobody bailed right now out. There's nobody that can take a bad summer. There's plenty of guys that really like Logano. They have got to turn it up. And
Reddick's good.
yeah,
good.
Reddick could probably take the summer off, but just
Reddick could not run like the next 7 races and probably still make the chase.
And now you're gonna have guys in the field like a Suarez who he's fighting for way more. So even when he's running 16th, 17th each week, he's gonna be way harder to deal with.
Yeah.
And that
Suarez is 14th in points and he's led 1 lap.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, I think that was the first lap at Texas, and then he got passed. Pretty sure. Or no, I
believe you're
think Kosovar might have gotten that one. It might have been like they were side by side or something, but
They did start on the front row.
But shit, how many laps has Alex Bowman led this year? Because I'm gonna have a stroke. 0. God dang. All right. Well, moving on from that.
He's led the same amount that Casey Mears has led,
Yeah.
And Catherine
and
Legg.
Catherine Legg.
Can we respectfully, can we stop the Catherine Legg experiment? What is the deal there?
As long, hey, listen. Somehow,
She's got money.
listen.
She's
She's
got
out
sponsors.
there.
Yeah,
she's
money,
a
and she's
woman,
got speed in other cars
she's out
besides
there driving.
NASCAR.
I'm done with the Cody Ware experience before I'm tired of the Catherine.
Well, that's-
put
yes,
put
a
Leg
million
in the
times over.
51, dude.
Please,
I'm
good
so
God.
dude. Like oh my god, dude. And the fact that he almost
I
brought
would
out a
put Leg
caution
in a
and
car
ruined.
over Cody Ware every single time.
Yeah, he ruined one race this year for Denny, and now he almost ruined this race and saved a bunch of people on strategy. Hey, brother, like let's
Yeah.
get the guy off the goddamn track.
Hang it up,
man.
my guy.
Hang it
it's,
up.
It's about Get
like,
yourself
on the
over
wall.
into the
like you can't, like, all that stuff about McFarlane and guys racing up in the series too early. You cannot look me in the face and say that that's a problem, but not Cody Ware getting a cup ride. You know what I mean? Like, that's a genuine problem. So I'm cool with, like, and not only that, she only goes to tracks that she's pretty good at. It's not like she's out there trying to do her oval area. She's a road course, gal. She's got some.
Well, didn't she do an oval
she
last
did
year?
Phoenix. She got
Yeah.
called in late, I think, for Phoenix.
Yeah, and she
So,
wasn't great there.
yeah.
But not
I
in her
genuinely
wheelhouse.
pay attention. Like for her, I mean, she's fantastic to watch in IndyCar. She's been great in other series.
Listen,
It's just you put her like
She's
here
a
in
good
most
race
of
car
the time.
driver.
Right, in general.
I'm
when
not
you
saying
put
she's
her
not.
some-
What I'm saying is, why
you're
is it
speaking about
always
NASCAR in general.
Where's like I've seen Jensen Button. Why don't we get Tony Stewart back to run a race? Why don't we get I don't know.
Well, there's also
pick your other road course person, but it's like it's always Catherine Legg for some reason.
because
She's
she
in the
has
stable.
the desire and the means.
Yep.
I suppose.
Yep. And she wants to, right? Tony might not want to do the Glen.
So and to that's the other thing to that point is like I get the impression just I don't know how much Tony Stewart really wants to do much of anything back with
Is she
NASCAR.
I was
doing
just
Indy
giving an
500?
example, not specifically Tony. I just mean like other people, right? Like, give me another V8 supercar person. Give me like SVG's key rival from
Give me Daniel Dye.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I'm just
He
saying
was-
I'd be interested to see like
Yeah.
He was
bring
just
other people.
banned
I
from the
forget
sport for a minute.
what. Yeah, I know. What was the guy? It was a Japanese guy that came and ran one of the
Kamui.
races last year.
Kobayashi?
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, like,
Like-
these are shitty fucking cars.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You know what I
true.
mean? Tony Stewart doesn't want to show up and drive that shit box. Catherine Legg, she'll
Yeah.
go out there, drive the shit box, throw the L sponsor on it, and do good. And girl power, as a girl dad, I'm all for it. But listen, you couldn't convince Tony Stewart to drive that piece of shit. Like she's struggling, but
Yeah.
that thing is a fucking truck ride. You know what I mean? That thing
Right,
might
she
lose.
gets-
That
yeah.
car might genuinely have lost the truck race. And I mean that nicely.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
she gets to go out and put a sponsor tag on the car and just get a little more, run before she runs the Indy 500.
I mean,
it's
get the 66 off the track. She had a better lap time than Josh Bilicki.
yeah. These are like that's one thing that we're getting to as well. Is like backmarker cars have always been backmarker cars, but my God, like the disparity between the furthest of back and the front within this last couple of years, but this year especially has been huge. Like
It's
I mean,
because
my
they don't
God.
have any R&D for those cars because they're all open cars. They're not chartered. And they don't have the funds to put towards, all the R&D that it takes to get these quote unquote spec cars and find the half a tenth here, half a tenth there that all the rest of these teams are finding. But the charter system is killing open cars.
Yeah,
I
gotta
mean,
get rid of that 48.
100%.
Yeah, we got the big one, and we'll obviously get news on what the Project 91's doing, but that's a unique case. I don't even think we've seen another car look even remotely competitive. I mean, Brody, I can't remember what his name is.
Brody Kostecki.
Kostecki, that's what I called him, Brodecki.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Brodecki.
another V8 supercar guy. I know a lot of people want to see Scotty Mack come over.
Will Brown, I think, ran one.
Will Brown, but like everything just
race.
hasn't like worked out for them. They haven't had the equipment. Project 91 was probably a unique case, and also, I wonder what happens if SVG gets wrecked out in that first race, and maybe he goes, not for me.
Yeah.
So the way the cards fall and how it works out, we'll see. Hopefully they've got something lined up. I know everybody wants Max, but
Max is not going to run a NASCAR race.
I don't think you could not do it at San Diego.
Mm-mm.
First of all, the security
And
of
you're
what they're
not
trying
putting
to
them in
do,
a shit box either. Yeah.
what the security of what they're trying to do at a military base, and then Max Verstappen.
The amount of people, yeah.
Like it's gonna
Yeah.
change everything, and
Yeah.
and he's probably not gonna want to fly across the world to do it. You know what I mean? It's gonna have to be something unique, when it lines up. So, but I mean, I'm for it.
Yeah, you're not going to see, like, for something like that, you're not going to see him run into shit box or whatever. But speaking of, like, good car, bad car, shit box versus golden automobile, we could talk about our general power rankings with where we stand this far in the season as we roll into the All-Star race. Now, as anybody else knows that's been following the pod for a while, ordinarily we usually prep pretty hard for doing something like a power rankings. Usually that's something where Finn is asking for us and he's pulling results and he's taking all of the numbers and putting them together, doing averages and all that stuff, and then throwing that away and making up all of his own shit. And then we end up doing a full long episode and we talk about power rankings. This year we decided we'd do something a little bit different. We'll do the more prepared, formal thing a little bit later on. But right now, we decided we wanted to kind of roll in with something a little bit more off the cuff and talk about where we think drivers are falling on their power rankings now and kind of give you a baseline top 10. And then once we finish that, we can talk about the league, and then we have a race to run tonight. So, Finn, where did you want to go with this one? Because I know this was something that you've been formulating before we actually got started.
I mean, very informal, but let's kind of go for a top 10, right? If we all kind of consensually agree on somebody, and it's like, all right, yeah, three of us, okay, cool, we'll lock in. But there's so many guys that are performing well, but the finishes aren't there. The finishes are there, but maybe they really shouldn't be there. Guys that are struggling a lot, that just things are just like can distort. So obviously a lot of place to talk, but I think we all agree on who number one is, and that's Tyler Reddick.
Denny Hamlin.
Any concerns on Tyler Reddick right now?
Denny Hamlin.
You think Denny Hamlin is your
Currently,
numero
yes.
uno, despite 4 less wins, 4 or 3 less top 5s, 2 less top 10s?
Take away 2 super speedways and a road
Sure.
course.
I don't know if I'm ready to take away the road course, but I will give you 2 super speedways.
I mean,
Who do you think
Denny's
is more likely to win? I understand it's not a points race. but if you had to
notoriously
pick
shit at road courses.
one of them to win at Dover. Who are you taking?
Denny.
I think so too.
Well, that's just the next track up, but that's not even the next points race up, right? Last year
I
at
understand.
Charlotte, both of them were up front fighting for the win. Hamlin's
I'd still
gas
take
crew
Denny
didn't get
over.
enough gas in the car, and Tyler, I think, sped on the pit road. So I think they're neck and neck. I'm willing to concede. This is where Denny does shine, though. He has tripled the amount of laps led and should have one more win.
He's got by far the most amount of laps led in the Cup
Yes,
Series.
by very far.
That being said, my personal vote's going to be for Reddick for the chat, but let it be known that when we get flamed on social media, that it is you guys. Jeff, we'll let you be, well, I guess not the deciding vote. You're going to go Denny as well over Tyler Reddick?
It's tough, but I would say if we're talking overall performance rolling into now, and we're talking about melding everything into one, I mean, it is neck and neck and neck. But
Yes.
I mean, yeah, my heart's going to put it over the line and take Denny there. But I mean, Reddick, to me, it's a flip flop. I can go.
They
with
are the
either of
only
those
two
because
even
there's
in the conversation. They're the only.
I
two
do
even.
think that they're very
I
close.
think they're dead even. Yeah.
But I think that Denny has the edge.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what. If
I
we
have
were to
been
do this,
outnumbered, but
So Reddick is 2.
Reddick, who is
Yes.
129 points ahead of Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
Is that
That's
not...
why it's a power ranking and not a
That's fair.
standings
Hey, listen,
conversation.
hey, just for all those in chat, just let it be known, I disagree, and that is okay. That being said, I think it's fairly obvious that you are going to place Tyler Reddick second. Are
Of
we
course.
fair there, guys?
Of
Yeah.
course. They're basically 1/2, both
Okay.
of them.
We of
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
pods, we were
One-
talking
one
about
A
this
and one B.
possibly being the most dominant start to a season of all time, and now
Rachel.
he's not even the top guy.
It is the most dominant.
All right, that's an interesting one. Okay, well, here's what I'm
Now we're in
gonna.
the middle of the season, though. The start has done.
Yeah, well, here's a guy I had over Denny. A driver I had over Denny in my initial rankings. I had Tyler, blank, and then Denny. Okay? Because outside of the key point, I'm going to point to what he said here. He said, when you take out the super speedways, I guess, hey, I'm all for it. I hate super speedway racing. Okay? He has one
crapshoot.
finish outside of the top 10. He had a span of 4th, 5th, 6th, 4th, 1st, 9th, then Talladega. Finished 3rd this week.
Is you about to say Ty Gibbs?
I'm about to say
Yeah.
Ty
Ty
Gibbs,
Gibbs.
dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna say Ty Gibbs.
Ty
yeah.
Gibbs is on fucking fire.
He's on fire. He's good.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
on
you're not wrong.
fire. And I knew going into that, I was willing to accept that the one thing he doesn't have is kind of like, oh man, he's like leading the races constantly. know what I mean? He's not up there first and second the whole race, but really, there's not
Or
a whole
much of
lot of
any of it.
guys there are. You know what I mean? There's been
But to
shades of
use
Denny.
your strategy, he is 70 points behind Denny.
Yeah. I wasn't like hard set on it. It's just in my rankings, I had Tyler as a clear ahead here, and Ty Gibbs has been by far the most consistent driver. Like that is the term right now. Not necessarily the fastest, but the most consistent driver. And he really hasn't cracked under the pressure at all this year. And I've been pretty impressed.
6 top fives is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be really.
Ty Gibbs may have arrived this year.
It's been.
Who's been more consistent? Has it been Ty or has it been Chase Elliott?
It's been Ty.
Because Elliott was going to be like,
but
it's
Chase
Elliott's
has
in the
been
discussion.
The second most consistent, and they're
Chase has
right
led
there
more
close
laps.
to each other.
Ty Gibbs has 3 DNFs. Otherwise, his points would be a lot higher.
Yeah, both plate races to start the year in Talladega.
But he also has a Toyota body and not a Chevy body.
Yeah. It's hard to obviously account for everything. So
So Ty Gibbs was your number 2.
Yeah, but at this point we've conceded that he has to be 3. Like at this point we're at the 3 spot.
And
If you guys...
I actually could co-sign that. You're right about Ty Gibbs at 3. You're right. I'm taking him over the other 3 guys ahead of him in standings right now today. If I had to pick somebody to win at Dover. Like if the question is, who do you think will win next week on blank track?
Well, that's not really power rankings.
Yeah,
I'm taking Ty Gibbs.
Well, I would say just the style of track, right? Like he's really, really fast. Right. Like you were talking about on road courses, and you go back to that Mexico City last year. Who was up there beating and banging with Shane and causing problems for Shane? Was Ty Gibbs. You know, we know he's always been a road course guy. The mile and a half with the Toyota speed is there.
Yeah.
A Bristol run that was just incredible,
phenomenal,
right? And then plate racing is plate racing. We don't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Like so for me, I just think right now
I'd put him 3. I could put him 3.
I think it's a slim thing because Elliott's right there. This isn't a gap to Elliott, right? Elliott has got wins that were handed to him, and all he had to do is put himself in the right. Like when I say handed to him, Gustafson put him in the right strategy call, and he didn't fuck it up. That's not typical of the 9 car. Texas was a huge sign for how solid.
Well, it's not typical for him to get the right strategy call.
True. The last time I saw Alan Gustafson make a good strategy call was when somebody else was driving the 9 car at Richmond, and I think he got second. Was that when Allgaier was driving the 9 when he lost his when he hurt his back?
Gustafson has more bad days than good days.
But are we all good with Elliott in that 4 spot? I think
yes.
2 wins.
So
super consistent.
Because I was going to carry this to next because I was going to say we might as well do 4 and 5 at this point because it's the next. Elliott seems to be one of the most likely, but I was waffling on whether because for me I want Hocevar in my top 5 in the power rankings as far as things are going because he's still carrying heat.
For me, it would be between Hocevar
rolling
and
into
Blaney.
a road course things down a little bit, but.
Yeah, for me, it would be between Hocevar and Blaney, but I got to give it to Blaney. I mean, even with all of Penske's troubles, I mean, he's by far the best Penske car.
Yeah.
By far.
Leading more laps, he's more consistently out front.
He's just got way more experience.
Yeah.
You know? So I would give Blaney the edge there, but I can see how you would put Carson in the top 5.
Yeah. Because the other thing about power rankings that makes these different from like just a bona fide who's the best is the fact that we are also talking about right now.
I mean,
if we do this in a month, it's going to be a completely different story. And we're going to have a totally different discussion.
For me, Christopher Bell. I mean, he has pace, he has speed. He just has not had remotely a good finish this year.
Yeah.
And it's mostly been not his fault.
We talked about this earlier too.
In the Kansas, he got absolutely screwed. He had just taken the lead and just got shit canned by somebody. Just like barely clipped him.
Yeah, and then you look back
Texas, he got wrecked.
You know,
was it Texas? Okay.
Yeah,
and then you got Vegas where he was up there, won stage 1, drove up, passed a bunch of cars stage 2, and just things didn't work out. I mean, he finished 4th there, but he didn't win that race.
Yeah.
Bell's certainly quick, and then like he's so good at like unique tracks. He's taking a step back on the road course. Oh, I finished fucking third Dakota as I'm looking at it, but like he really wasn't a factor yesterday. I didn't get a chance to get into a bubble a little bit. Maybe had some damage or something, but yeah, like he's just one of those like we go to Loud and he's gonna win that race. And
325 laps led for Christopher Bell.
yeah,
That is
I would
Yeah, like
say
he's
that's-
had
that's-
pace.
that's third in the series right now.
Yeah, I would say I went Blaney Hocevar, but I'm ready to go Bell right after that.
Yeah. That's
So-
why I said, honorable mention.
Well, so we've rounded out our top 5, and one of the things that I'm curious about right now, because we've mentioned laps led quite a bit, and we're mentioning like where finishes are.
Talking about
This
Larson.
would be the first time. Yeah, this would be the first time in like any power rankings discussion I have ever been a part of, or even thought about, whether it's on a podcast or in my own head because I wasn't on a podcast, that Kyle Larson is not in the discussion of the top 5 for a
And
power
I'll tell
rankings
you
in
why.
NASCAR.
So
Crazy.
we just talked about Christopher Bell not getting finishes and it being not of his own doing.
Yeah,
Every single one of Kyle Larson's bad finishes, just
Yeah.
about, is his own doing.
right.
So that's why. And
Yeah.
he's just been, he hasn't been Kyle Larson for a full year, in my opinion.
Mhm.
He's also led
The-
500 laps. Like we were just talking about Bell
He has.
leading a bunch of laps.
Right.
I think
That's- yeah, that's what we
I
just
think
said.
we are in Bell and Larson territory here. It's just pick who you like, right? Because he's certainly quick. He started the year quite a few, third at Phoenix, third at Bristol, second at Kansas. He's just not. It was funny because he is leading races, but it's just like we just like don't feel it. You know what I mean? He just
Mhm.
hasn't had that signature Kyle
I
Larson.
was gonna say, can you remember? Like, tell me the last
Moment.
time, like this
Right.
season, that you were thinking about Kyle Larson leading and being like, yeah, he's got this. Like, when was the last race this year that you were like,
Right.
this should be Larson's race?
Yeah, it's just
I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's just
No.
it's just not typical of Larson, but in the same day we were talking about SVG and like his own standard, he's just not meeting his own standard. But like this is still a guy who's well safe of the playoffs and is leading a ton of laps. And
It's still a guy
considering-
who's going to be in
yeah.
contention for wins.
yeah, he's still a dark horse contender.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah,
just
it's
has to finish races
right.
and not take himself out. That's why I would give Bell
Right.
the benefit over Larson, is because Larson takes himself out more.
Gotcha. So we've got Denny Tyler Gibbs, Elliott Blaney Hocevar, Chris Bell, Kyle Larson. We have 2 final spots. Who are we giving those spots to? I'll tell you who I got. I got Chase Briscoe up here for one of these 2 spots. Another
yeah.
guy who's just got
Yeah.
unreal speed, and it's just the stat column's just not showing it just yet. Texas, insane car. Coda, insane car until the car broke.
They got to stop themselves, dude.
Right. That
This whole beginning of this season has been very reminiscent of like the first 5 or 6 races of last year, where it's like, why do they just keep beating themselves? The car is fast,
Mhm.
but like they're screwing up. They got to
Well, dude,
execute.
Briscoe
Fast
has
cars
more
is
top
great.
5s than half of the top 10 guys in the point standings right now. Then
Yeah.
that's the part that's kind of crazy, is like he has, he sneakily found his way to the front wherever he can get there. He's up there. He has
He just doesn't get stage points.
he's got chase potential all over.
Well,
it.
because he
And
starts
he's got
every
2
race
DNFs.
in the back. He's been qualifying okay, but finding himself coming from the back or going backwards at the start of races. That was like my big beef last year. Like, why do they
Yeah.
constantly going backwards on Sundays?
It's
and
the
like-
opposite of what it was. Yeah, I was going to say,
Yes.
it's like they qualified incredible, and then the
Yeah.
next day
They
So-
just go
they took
backwards.
the motor out of the car.
So Briscoe at 9. I would go William Byron at 10, probably.
I'm at Busher.
Yeah,
I'm at
I think
Busher,
Busher could go
who's
into
sitting
that.
5th in the standings. The reason why I didn't throw him up there, despite being 5th, is because he's like the inverse of what we're looking at Briscoe, where Briscoe has all the speed, none of the finishes. Busher has none of the speed, all of the finishes. Like,
Yeah, true.
just really,
was-
just making the most out of a shit box each week.
I would put Busher on the same, kind of category driver as Brad right now. just getting the most out of his shit.
Just getting the most out of it. And that's because that's that right now. That for me, there's never an excuse for a Hendrick car to be like in with what we're seeing from Buescher, right? Like when I look at what does a bad season look like for Byron up to this point? Well, we're not really getting top fives. We're not really leading a bunch of laps, and we're not really competitive, but we turn our shit days into solid days. We turn our 15th place cars into 9th place cars. We turn our 10th place cars into 5th place cars, and you just
Turns
stay
your
alive.
bad feelings into good feelings.
Buescher has no DNFs. He's not led a bunch of laps. His average starts
6
12th,
top
average
10s.
finishes 11th, just 6 top 10s, just cruising. I think that's enough for me to put him above where William Byron is because I don't know where the 24 is every week. He's self-spinning at Texas. He's nowhere to be found or he's spun by somebody else in the bus stop this week. That's what was going on with him.
Yeah.
I just
he got broke. Yeah, I could see that. I'd give you Buescher over Byron there.
Yeah, you're right on the Buescher case because I was just about to say if this was 2 weeks ago, like I would have wanted to put Bubba at least in that top space, just considering that he has had like the start of this season was one of his better starts that he's had in a good while, but things have really cooled off.
Yeah, I think he's
for
regressing
him.
back to the Bubba that we
Yeah,
know.
he's starting to move backwards, and I hope that doesn't continue just as a fan in general. But I think he's cooled off tremendously from the start of the season. So
It is
he had a couple-
8:33.
Yeah, we're good.
Do we want to get a IW recap and then
yeah,
or
Yeah.
IWP recap and then go?
I don't know. I almost changed my mind looking at Bubba's stats. It's just cooled off, but I mean, really, outside of just like 3, just kind of really rough days, he's been tremendous. So there's a lot.
yeah, it's been one of his better starts of this like for a season in a very long
What
time.
happened to
We can
Darlington?
say for
Because
sure.
he was quick and then shit went to shit. Like, maybe Bubba deserves that spot, but either way, Bush or Bubba, pick one.
Yeah,
I'd put Buescher over Bubba.
I think we'll go for the guy who's top 5 in points there. But interesting.
yeah, that's a valid. To me, that's more valid than where it is. We'll do this again in a month, and hopefully Bubba's sitting right up there, even higher than
There
where it
you
was. But
Well,
that's right. But yeah, let's talk about the league.
Well, quick IWP
We got some-
iRacing recap for you, because we got another win from young Kaufman, a full-length Watkins Glen dub, holding off iRacing's SVG right behind him for many
Basically.
laps. So congrats there. Now, Jeff, my bad, didn't mean to interrupt you there. Where are we going tonight?
Sonoma.
To the left turns and the right turns.
Yep. Sonoma.
Yeah, you guys
Hey,
are going to Sonoma tonight.
Jeff's bowing out.
God,
Watch out.
I don't know. I'm feeling a little too sick to race tonight, guys.
It's all good.
Yeah. Watch out for Dilly Toon tonight.
I'm excited.
man.
This is
My man has put in hundreds of laps.
which means it goes one of 2 ways. Either you like get wrecked immediately, or you like get a warning. These are always like some of the more fun races, just because it's a test of who can be patient. Who can be patient in this game where there's such little feel for the game? Who's going to prioritize speed over not making mistakes, or who's going to do the inverse and end up in a good day? So, hopefully my cable has figured itself out and I don't get black screened this time around. But at least it won't happen on
Nick,
the
take
stage.
the batteries out of your controller.
So
Try to keep your TV on this week, Finn.
And nope. Take the batteries out of the controller there, Kaufman.
oh yeah.
That's if I race.
But no, should be a good week nonetheless. Boys, I'm getting a wheel soon for the Xbox.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dents and Bryce are headed to the 600 with me. And if anybody else in the league is heading to the 600, please let us know. A little group photo would be tremendous vibes. Or any other races. If you guys are going to any other races, get a little group photo of the league. I mean, you don't have to talk to these strangers you meet on the internet. Bryce has to keep convincing his wife that we're not, like weirdos that he met on Craigslist, that he actually knows us and that he can meet us. But always an open invite. And if you're old enough to drink, we'll buy you a drink. What's the drinking?
It was weird that Bryce joined the league, like saying that he came in through a Craigslist, because we didn't put that out.
Yeah, I didn't put that
actually put out a Craigslist listing, but for some reason, like that's how he found us. But we love him just the same.
Hey, that's how I met Corey. It was a Craigslist ad. So
yeah,
That's true.
crazy how it was. Yeah,
Personals. He paid me
it was-
300 flowers.
well, it started
you.
as misconnections, and then next thing you know, it was a roses transaction. It was a whole
That's
thing.
right. Yeah.
in the
Hey,
back of a truck stop.
last Fox broadcast of the year. Thumbs up, thumbs down on Fox so far.
I didn't watch it. Fuck them. suck.
Thumbs down in China. That's how far
Okay.
the thumb is down.
Couldn't be worse.
Couldn't be worse.
This stretch of races that we have coming up right here is a bunch of bangers, though.
Yep.
I will
Dover's-
say Fox has
Dover,
never done a
Charlotte,
Watkins
Nashville.
Glen race, so they don't
Yeah.
know where to set the cameras up.
Yeah, that was rough.
But they've just done terrible other places too this year. So
yeah, it's not been their finest hour.
But the thing is, like, let's not give them the excuse on that because Fox has the IndyCar run. They do road courses for IndyCar just fine. That's what
yes,
I
road
don't.
courses, but they don't know the specific locations. I mean, they could have gotten all that information just watching past broadcasts.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is, like,
broadcast.
I'm not willing to give them a benefit of the doubt for that. It's not like there isn't past aspects to go with, and it's not as though like auto racing in general it benefits tremendously through the use of certain like drone cams, through overhead cams, through certain placements that you can get for that.
Yeah.
I refuse to give them a pass on that front just because they haven't been to that one.
I have a sneaking hunch that Prime and Amazon are going to absolutely slay the 600, and it's going to be like,
Again?
please God, never.
Yeah, they did it last year.
They
Yeah,
were
I know.
great last year.
They
And
slayed,
like,
they fucking
They're gonna
blew
be great.
every race that they had out of the water
yes,
with the
And-
people that they had in the booth,
Yeah.
the people that they had on track, and the pit reporters. Just the information that they were able to provide through the broadcast, through graphics, and just through their broadcast team is miles better than Fox and kilometers better than NBC.
they've got the 600, Nashville, Michigan, Pocono, and San Diego. That's 5 bangers
They
And
need triple
in a row.
that.
Yeah. Like, I'm so excited for the next,
I wish Amazon would get the full contract, but that'll never happen.
I'll play bad guy there. It's not that it's not they've been great. And this is from my own chip on my shoulder, but I just worry that you go and you give them the whole kit and caboodle, and then it's just like, okay, cool, now it's time to settle or diminish the product.
Yeah.
Now,
See, I don't think that'll happen because it's a subscription-based platform. It's not cable.
Well, I'm with that, but this is the same subscription-based platform that offered this same service for years and years as part of a general subscription, and then decided they were going to start charging you more for the better version of it out of that for the exact same quality of service years out. Like,
and that, children, is capitalism.
Yeah,
we have a fucking race to do. Don't get political, Jeff.
I'm not saying they're a good company. I'm saying that they are miles better than any other NASCAR broadcast partner that we have.
Their NASCAR broadcast blew everything out of the water, and I'll give it with that. I guess I'm just scared that giving them everything because
hell, give
of that
Cup to the CW at this point. Shit,
that CW's been
CW was kind of good.
CW's been great.
Fuck, good.
Yeah.
If we could just get a full season of Amazon, I'd pay $9 for gas. I'd do it. I'd do it. I gotta start this lobby, Jeff.
Like, it's time to go. Yeah, see, that's what. Instead of Finn telling me he's got to poop, this is him telling me that we got to get there by going this direction. But either way, that's gonna wrap things up for us this week. For all of you league folks, make sure you get ready to jump into the lobby, get to your wheels, get prepped, put your food down, get ready to sit down and race. Make sure you check us out on YouTube and Twitch under the name Intentional Rec. Check us out on the website at recpod.com. And check us out on Discord.